So a lot of people a couple of years back really kind of swore by Cairn. This was a apparently part of the OSR. I have Cairn in the Cairn Bestiary. I also made some photocopies of the character sheet, which I do like, nice and simple looking character sheet. I don't remember if this is the one from the book or if it's from. It is the one from the book. So, anyway, I checked it out and it didn't click with me. It felt to me like an unfinished game. And I mean, it is basically a scene, but it felt unfinished in the way that it was like the sketch of some rules, but not enough to really hang your hat on. And there was no setting. There was no. I didn't have any idea what I would do with it. Why I would play it. Obviously, a lot of people it did not have the same feeling because it did quite well. People really liked it, and then there was, I think, a Kickstarter or some kind of crowdfunding for a second edition, and so I did end up picking this up. I've had a lot of people ask about it, and I've heard a lot of people say positive things. But this is the Player's Guide, second edition, and the Warden's Guide. These are obviously, I mean, this was the original book, and this is now what's out. So it's a much expanded thing. I don't know really what it covers. So I'll be curious to take a look and read it. There's nothing on the back. So, the player's book. Oh, here's some credits which might show up. They seem to be in larger print than some of the books I've been looking at lately. Uh, Principles for players, character creation, backgrounds. There's a whole bunch of backgrounds. Some core rules, uh, procedures for dungeon exploration, wilderness exploration, and downtime. Section 5 is the setting of Vald. So it has a setting. I don't know how extensive that is, but that's not extensive at all. But still, that's more than the first version had, as I remember anyway. Backgrounds, Artifacts, Barber Surgeon, Beast Handler, Bone Keeper, Cut Purse, Field Warden, Fletchwind, Foundling, Fungal Forager, Greenwise, Half Witch, Hexenblade, Young Lure. I can't pronounce that. Kettlewright, Marchguard, Mountebank, uh, Outrider, Prowler, Rill Runner, and Scrivener. So quite a quite a few. I guess not quite classes because if I remember right, this is not a class system. I do like that each one has art. Uh, this felt like, and again, it's been quite a while since I read it. It felt sort of like an OSR, or I'm talking this original one, kind of like an OSR take on basic role playing, where it's like roll under classless. I want to say skills, but maybe not. So I'm not really sure. And again, it wasn't like I read through, and I was just left cold. So this looks like it has a lot more meat, and then the substantial Warden's Guide. Here we have credits. This has world building, including setting seeds, factions, topography, dungeon seeds, forest seeds. Then warden tools like the bestiary, creating monsters, naming procedures, growth, spell books, reliquary. Reliquary? Yep. And part 3 is advice and examples, creating backgrounds, point crawls, frequently asked questions, the setting of Vald, which looks like is a more extensive version of it in the bibliography. 178. Yeah, so this setting of Vald is definitely more extensive. Vald calendar, holidays and festivals. bibliography we have in here. I wonder if there's anything that jumps out. Basic role-playing does not get a shout-out, so I don't know. Maybe it's not as connected as it felt like it was to me. I don't know. Adventure writing, growth, mechanics, world building. So, yeah, a lot of interesting looking stuff there. I like the line art that's in the book throughout. It's pretty cool. I like these silhouettes that are kind of like Lotta Reininger. Probably butchered that name too. I like that the creatures actually have illustrations, which this bestiary did not have. Because I find, the illustrations on monsters are important to me, even if they're stylized. Like these are kind of stylized, which I like. But just as inspiration, I like a little visual kick to get my mind working. Art is very important to me. I think art is a very important part of a role-playing game, and when a role-playing game doesn't have it, I think it is severely lacking. It's just an unfortunate thing. Even if that art is like clip art or public domain work, like Ford's Fairies or something like that, I just think it's important to have visuals to try to communicate what you're getting at. So, Cairn Second Edition. Have you tried it? It definitely looks like a more, if I'm just going by size, like a more complete system. And I don't know, why Cairn did not speak to me, because it definitely seems more my cup of tea than a lot of the D&D clones. I roll under just makes more sense to me, and it just works better for me. But I'll be curious to take a look. So anyway, have you tried Cairn Second Edition? Did you play the original? What are your thoughts on it? Am I just a loon for not understanding? I don't know. Until next time, take care.